Well, that was f***ing weird. But I liked it. It was really good. It was interesting, and I don't think Doctor Who's like been that experimental for probably at least 2 or 3 years now. So it's obviously been a little while.
Because Doctor Who is weird, but I like that it's got like weird, and I like the aspect that at the start you didn't know what was following Donna and the Doctor, and then when you found out what it was, it made it quite interesting, and it was quite a mind boggle, because you didn't know who was the actual Doctor and the actual Donna and who is the shapeshifter monster. So I thought that was quite good.
I really like it when Doctor Who tries to be more experimental and different and just unique. I think the reason why the show is so beloved is because it can be so varied and so diverse and so strange and interesting each week.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I like the episode overall.
Overall, not great episode.
I really enjoyed it. It was so different. I like the fact that they basically pretended that there was like these redacted people within there, and it actually turned out there was no one else. It was just the two main leads and just a two-hander basically.
The Doctor and Donna's chemistry is just mwah, as always. I thought they had some hilarious one-liners and banter with each other.
And then the whole middle part of that episode felt just like you flipped through the TV, horrible B-movie, low budget. What the hell are they doing? It just did not work. But I do like the Daisy Newton stuff and the Wilson stuff, because that was really, really, really good stuff. And it worked, but that middle section for me just didn't work at all.
Beautifully filmed, great CGI, a wonderful idea and concept, and Tennant and Tate carrying that for 54 minutes is just incredible, because we don't get episodes like that a lot anymore, hardly ever. Like the last time we had something like that was Heaven Sent, really, so it's been 8 years, which is insane. But them carrying that through their acting and performance and doing different types of methods of acting, they were really good in that.
I think it fell through on a couple of areas. One, I think half of the effects were really impressive, like the long, I think the prosthetics, like the giant arms Tennant had, and the teeth looked really cool. But I think there were times, like when they were giant and they were running through the halls, where they looked a little bit like photo booth kind of filters. I think, and especially when the Doctor like arched back and was scuttling like Zoidberg across the floor. Those moments kind of lost me a little bit. It got a little bit goofy, but I love the premise of it. I think it was very Midnight-esque. These specials are really kind of showing the greatest hits from RTD, really.
I guess we have to call it Mavity now. I thought that was quite a nice pre-opening before the intro. I like that. I actually didn't know who it was until like the Doctor said it was Isaac Newton. I was like, oh, that's who it was. But I liked the gravity of the situation joke that the Doctor and Donna made, and then Isaac Newton calling it Mavity now instead of gravity. So I guess we have to blame the Doctor and Donna for that.
I liked the beginning and I liked the end, obviously, because it was a good send-off, or the best send-off we could hope for Wilfred and that.
That final scene with Wilf at the end, that was beautiful. I absolutely adored that final scene with Wilf at the end. I mean, rest in peace, Bernard Cribbins. It's just, the man was so full of life right before the end of his life, and yeah.
I'm of the generation that grew up with him on children's television, voicing the Wombles, all these things, and he is childhood to me, and Doctor Who was childhood as well. So for that reason, it's kind of bringing it up to date. And you know, the whole thing of her saying, "Oh, he'll be outside waiting. He'll send everybody else home," and there he was outside waiting.
Seeing him at the end was just amazing, because obviously we were expecting him last week or maybe next week, but no, he's shown in the episode where we didn't expect him at all. Seeing Bernard Cribbins in his final role, he was amazing. I was gutted to find out that that's the only scene they were able to get with him, but I'm so thankful they've even got anything recorded with him at all, because just his performance, he felt so back in character. I felt like he never left it. but it was wonderful seeing him. So
I'm glad how they canonised Flux now and Timeless Child, because we weren't really sure before. Like, you know, did the Flux actually destroy half the universe? Was that undone? Oh, now we know it did destroy half the universe, and that's pretty messed up. So I love how RTD obviously brought in the Time Warp to kind of give its big trauma and grief to the Doctor. Moffat spent several years undoing that, and then RTD was like, psych, I'm going to take Chibnall's underdeveloped story and make that the new trauma. So no matter what the Doctor does, he's going to have some traumatic past of RTD's at the helm.
I liked that they actually mentioned it, because even though it is controversial, they shouldn't really shy away from it. They should still they should include it. They shouldn't just go, we're not going to talk about it anymore. They should at least make some references. So I liked that 14 was still recovering from everything, and they weren't just, that's in the past now. They were still coping with it. And that scene with 14 and that tunnel vent, taking his their anger out and everything, and just showing that they're still going through it. And then when Donna is asking them if they're okay, you can still see that they still are closing it off when it comes to that, and they do need to talk about it more. So I hope maybe in the next one they talk about it and try and get it off their chest.
And then there's just the whole thing of what's going on, because everybody's fighting. What's going on?
We'll see what happens next week, and hopefully something better comes out of it. But Toymaker, so we know we're going to get something decent for that.
Next week's episode, the one that the 60th anniversary was focusing on marketing-wise, that's the one we're all looking forward to, where we see the giggle and we see an ancient foe from the Doctor's distant past coming back to haunt him. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Wild Blue Yonder. It was a fun episode, but nothing that's worth me revisiting over and over.
So far, I don't really know why these past two stories, nothing about them has really told me why it had to be Tennant for them, because I think he could have done these stories with Ncuti, honestly. I think both these stories would have worked had it been Ncuti Gatwa instead. And I get, yes, I know Ncuti was busy filming Sex Education, but they just finished filming a second series. I think there was time for them to film something with him this year, but hey, ho-hum, we'll see what happens next week, and I'm very excited for it. Ooh. Don't forget to click below, subscribe to the official Glasgow Doctor Society YouTube channel, and click down and click the bell. Click the bell, click it now. No, don't, your arm's too long. Stop clicking the bell.